There is one sound that British people use in almost every single sentence we say, and almost no learner uses it. It's not in most textbooks, and your teacher in school probably never even mentioned it. But every native British speaker uses it constantly. It's woven into the rhythm of what we say every day. So today, I'm going to show you what it is, where it lives in English, and how you can actually use it. Today's video is perhaps one of the most important ones I have ever made, because this sound, once you understand it and can use it, it will make your English sound so much more natural. Here's the problem. When you are in school, you are taught to pronounce every vowel properly. Every letter does its job. You see a word, for example, this one, and you think, okay, banana. 3 clear A sounds. The same vowel 3 times. Banana. And that is a very sensible, logical way to read the word. But that is not the way a British speaker will say it. Banana. That is how we say it. Do you hear the difference? Banana. Banana. In my version, 2 of the vowel sounds almost disappear completely. Banana. Banana. They become this tiny, weak, lazy little sound. And, believe it or not, this tiny, lazy, weak little sound is perhaps, not even perhaps, is the most common vowel sound in spoken English. It's called the schwa. Yes, the schwa. The schwa is written like this, and it is, in linguistic terms, the most common sound in the English language. We use it constantly. But here is what makes it difficult. It's not any of the vowel sounds you were taught. It isn't A, E, I, O, U. It isn't A, I, E, O. It's none of those. It's its own thing. It's a very short, very relaxed, and very neutral sound. Yes, that's it. That is the sound. It's so neutral, in fact, that your mouth barely has to move to make it. Your jaw is relaxed, your tongue is in the middle of your mouth doing nothing in particular, and you let out a tiny bit of air. That is it. Now, what makes this sound a giveaway, the thing that tells a British ear that this isn't a native speaker, even if they don't realise it, is not that you can't make that sound. You absolutely can. The problem is most learners don't know where to put that sound. So, where does the schwa live? In 2 main places. And the first is in unstressed syllables. Now, English is, as I've mentioned before, a stress-timed language. And what that means is any word that is more than 1 syllable, one of those syllables is stressed, and the other ones become weaker. The strong one, the stressed one, we say clearly. But the other ones, we reduce, we squash, we use the schwa instead. Let's take this word. The stress is on the 2nd syllable, bout. So we say about, about. Not a bout, about. And that first syllable is the schwa, about. And the same with the word banana. The 2nd syllable is stressed, so the other 2 become schwas. Banana, not banana, banana. And it's the same with this word. The stress is on the 2nd syllable, the pew. So it's computer, computer. The com becomes cum, and the becomes computer, computer. This word. The stress falls on the 1st syllable, so it's problem, problem, And again, the schwa comes in. Not problem, problem. Are you starting to hear it? Because once you notice it, you will hear it everywhere. The 2nd place the schwa lives is in what we call function words. These are the small grammatical glue words that hold a sentence together, not the meaning words. They are the little words, the ones you barely notice. Words like a, the, of, from, and, but, can. But in a sentence, they become the, of. I'll show you. When these words are not the most important words in the sentence, which is almost always, they become schwas. They get reduced. They almost vanish. Listen to this. I want to go to the shop. Now, here is how it might sound if you pronounced every syllable. I want to go to the shop. The schwas, I want to go to the shop. I want to go to the shop. In the natural version, to becomes t, and the becomes the. They become schwas, and the sentence flows. The meaning words, the information words, want, go, and shop, these are strong and clear. Everything else gets reduced. I want to go to the shop. This, more than anything else, is what gives English its rhythm, and it's what most learners are missing. Let me show you what this sounds like in real sentences. I'm going to say two versions of the same sentence. First, I will say it the textbook way, the way that pronounces every single vowel, perhaps the way you were taught. And then I will say it the natural way, the way that a native British speaker would say it. Listen for the schwas when I say it the natural way. I'm going to the shop to buy a banana and a cup of tea. Natural way. I'm going to the shop to buy a banana and a cup of tea. The same sentence, the same words, but a completely different rhythm. The only reason it sounds different is because of the schwa. I was going to call you, but I forgot. I was going to call you, but I forgot. What are you doing for dinner? What are you doing for dinner? Now, I want to be very clear about something. I'm not saying the textbook versions are wrong. They're not, okay? They're not wrong. They just sound more deliberate, stiff and formal, like someone who is reading and is being very careful to pronounce every single word, or speaking to a noisy room and trying to make themselves heard. They are not natural. In normal, everyday conversation, no British person sounds like that. We reduce, we use schwas. That's just how it sounds. So why is this the thing that gives non-native speakers away? It's because almost every other feature of pronunciation, learners do pick up. You learn your vowel sounds. You learn the difference between ship and sheep, between sheet and the other one. Those are the things that teachers focus on and that learners work hard on. The trouble with the schwa is that it is invisible. It is not there in the spelling. The word banana is written with 3 A's. So of course, you would think you need to pronounce those 3 A's. Nothing tells you to reduce it. Unless someone explicitly teaches you, you'll never know to do it. And so what happens is advanced learners, people whose English is excellent, pronounce every vowel sound cleanly and clearly. And it sounds careful, slightly robotic. Someone who speaks very good English, but not very natural English. The missing piece 9 out of 10 times is the schwa. And the crazy thing is, most native English speakers won't even know this sound, in terms of they won't be familiar with the terminology, the fact this is a sound and it's called schwa. They just do it every day in nearly every sentence they say. Right, so here is what you can do about it. I'm going to give you a 30-second drill to do every day. You can do it in the mirror, when you're brushing your teeth, on your commute, wherever, but it will train your mouth and your ear at the same time. Step 1, say these 5 words slowly and listen for the schwa. This word, about. The one we've talked about a lot, banana. This word, the. This word, ta. And this word as the article, Step 2, now say this sentence the textbook way, with every vowel sound clear. I'd like a cup of tea and a biscuit. Now say it again, but this time every function word should become the schwa. I'd like a cup of tea and a biscuit. I'd like a cup of tea and a biscuit. Do that exercise every day for a week. So the 5 words, the sentence with the vowel sound said properly, and the sentence with the schwas, and I promise you it will make a difference. And then you will start to hear it everywhere. listen for it. Listen for that schwa sound on podcasts, on TV series, someone talking on the radio, wherever. On the street, if you live in the UK, listen for the schwa. You will hear it everywhere. Now, if this is something that you are interested in going deeper in, I do offer a fluency and pronunciation booster, and the details are below, but this also will be a main feature in the course that I am building. These hidden features within the English language, and the aim is to make your English sound more natural. So please do sign up to my waiting list if you are interested. I will link it below. And tell me in the comments, were you already aware of this sound? And will you find it easy to integrate it into your English? Do you already use it? And if so, well done. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.